Alright guys, back with another video. So today, yesterday, even today too, sure. We see a price action of some sort and very positive for GameStop, obviously. We know that, it's been floating in the surface for quite some time. Okay, so let me put this right here. I'm trying to search for it. But anyway, so today should be a little bit more quiet. But I want to do this before they're drilling again. Who knows if they're going to start drilling. But hopefully they have a day off today. Have a 4-day weekend. But yeah, so we're up to 31.82. But the highest for today was 32.50. That was a good one, right? Good run for now. There might be some consolidation here and there, so be on the lookout for that. This is an hour chart, very encouraging. So the next stop would be 34, right? Why 34? Well, look at this, right? Just 4 or 5 months ago, we see that there. Let's do a 4 hours, then you would see it a bit better there. Let me draw this real quick, right there, if you could see that one, actually. Little squiggly line over here. All right, and if I were to, there you go. So that's what I'm looking for now, until it pull back and all that stuff. But hey, this is very encouraging development here. But just be on the lookout for that pullback, okay? Not to say it won't continue at this moment in time. It might, surprise some people here. So, and we are kind of trading above that midline there. I don't know if this is a Wyckoff theory or whatever. It could be, right? Distribution, accumulation type of pattern here, and SOS or whatever, So that's also what I'm looking for as well. Look at this, like that, kind of like that, right? So if we are to break out of that, I guess, resistance of $34, then all bets are off. Who knows if it's just going to be another week or so. I feel, perhaps leading towards the earnings report or leading towards the annual shareholder meeting. Okay. What else? So I think again, remain to be seen. Very, very encouraging. Hopefully, Roaring Kitty's gonna be back, and that's gonna push GameStop a lot higher. Of course, people are seeing a little bit of activity for Roaring Kitty, perhaps again, getting ready for that announcement, Bitcoin announcement, and all that stuff. I have no doubt that they have Bitcoin already. It's a matter of how many Bitcoin did they buy. Did they use the whole $6 billion or $3 billion or just 1.5 billion? Whatever amount that they buy into Bitcoin, I think we're gonna see some profit in that. But again, the baseline, right? Did Ryan Cohen buy at $80,000, $90,000, or even $100,000, right? Bitcoin has been breaking up to the all-time high quite recently, so that's also a good announcement there. But again, listen to me, okay? Just because it's a good news doesn't mean that the price action is going to ensue that. So be aware of that. Be in the lookout for always be safe, right? Now, if you've already accumulating the position that you have been accumulating since the end of time or since the beginning of time, then you have nothing to worry about, right? As far as like the call option people, currently I don't have any more calls. I have sold the 2 calls that I have. I'm not planning to buy anymore at the moment. I should have add, a couple of days ago, but I just didn't have I have enough shares to carry me through. So my point is that be on the lookout for that. Okay, don't just say, oh, it's always up. It's gonna go up and up and up, and not caring about positioning yourself for the future. Okay. To me, again, $30, anything under $60 is a fair game for me, because to me it's undervalued at this $60, because that's 6 times books, right? The whole thing, or even 5 times book. So I'm kind of going with my gut intuition here as far as evaluating the company based on the book value. Okay, and then there you go. So anytime you get to add at this price point, it's a good price point. Now, I've been doing something a bit different on my Roth IRA account. My hope is that to increase shares, right? I should have not done this, but hopefully, I went into the XRP for a short period of time, thinking that it's gonna go up in price real quick and then come back to GameStop, right? But hey, I always have this amount of shares that I'm not willing to even doing that, right? And so with that account, I'm planning to grow, a lot more diversified, as I am used to be, right? And so, but yeah, as far as like the amount of shares that I'm willing to hold forever, until the S&P 500 and all that stuff, announcement and all that stuff, will still be there. Okay, and yes, a couple share here and there. I'm trying to accumulate more and more as time goes on. So currently, I still have the ability to max out my Roth. However, I wanted to wait until the end of the year for me to understand how much I can contribute, because if I make too much, right, based on trading and all that stuff, again, I've been kind of doing pretty well on crypto side, and so I don't want to go over and then having to withdraw it back, So currently, I'm maxed out at the moment for my Roth IRA. And again, this is a long-term, planning for my own portfolio here. Now, as far as my trading portfolio, currently it's mostly crypto at the moment. I'm thinking about kind of shaving. Well, I mean, currently crypto hasn't been doing what I'm expecting it to do yet. So if GME is still at this low price, under $60, I will come back when crypto has already been said and done. I'm still expecting that, banana zone, they call it. Ralph Paul talked about it. That, eventually gonna have that super cycle for Bitcoin to go higher in value. Look, let me see if I could show you what I mean by that. And Bitcoin does this quite often. Every cycle it does this, right? Now with the pullback, where people are now thinking that it's going to be over, it doesn't. Believe me, I feel like, this is just the beginning, right? When you reach the all-time high, that is not something that people just scoff at. You shouldn't be scoffing at this at all. It's like, oh, this is over, right? And so, yes, it might pull back a little bit more. If you draw a Fibonacci here, can I draw that? Right there, start there. There we go, perfect. Wow, tablet is actually easier than I thought. Okay, so I'm expecting around this pullback right here, this line right there. Typically that's what it does in the bull market, right? It pullbacks, but to the first line of the Fibonacci right there in the teal mark. So I'm expecting around $104,000 or $5,000, and then it's gonna continue upward. And the extension, obviously this is the most simplistic way of looking at the extension here, but please don't make any trade based on that. But the next level, of course, if this is what to play out, I'm looking for 130, the next impulse up. 135, 120 even, about there. So again, this is the ballpark. Nothing, no rhyme or reason for this at all. But also to, understand that there are some unexpected events that is happening right now with the bond market. So that could have a negative effect on Bitcoin price and in the short term, right, until they figure out what to do with the bond unwinding and all that stuff too, right? And so, but with the uncertainty, I feel like Bitcoin will do well in this environment, okay? Because again, hey, what happened? They would always want to print money, okay? They have to. I mean, look at the national debt, right? From 10 trillion to now 35 trillion and beyond. And so, it's not far-fetched to think that it's going to be at $50 trillion in the next 30 years, okay? Don't be naive to think that it's not happening. And so that's why Bitcoin is a fixed supply, even GME too. Everything is going to go up in price, all of that. Asset class going to go higher. Gold is going to go higher. How high, we don't know until, we get a reset of some sort, that these people are not going to be allowed to, keep printing money, keep doing things that is not beneficial to the next generation, right? Keep in mind, anytime they're borrowing money from the future to pay for its current time, it's to decimate the next generation, okay? The next generation is not going to be able to afford the house at all. I mean, unless you buy Bitcoin, right? If you measure everything against the price of Bitcoin, you need less and less Bitcoin to buy more. So that's the idea, right? And now more than ever, people really understand that about Bitcoin. So to say that Bitcoin is going to go down to whatever, $10,000 or even zero at some point, that's ridiculous, right? Ridiculous notion. It may take 20, 30 more years to get to that point, because then you have to convince more people to unlearn what they have to learn about Bitcoin, right? And so that's going to take some time. It's not going to happen all at one time, okay? So get that notion out of your mind at the moment. So by that time, of course, GME is going to take advantage of this, Bitcoin run, and the price action is going crazy again, right? So understand that, right? So if this price action continue, I'm thinking, 34 and beyond, okay? 34 and beyond. But hold on, let me see if I could draw this trend line here, if it makes sense for people, for me to even look into that one. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to be quick about this, because I do have to go. Well, not really, but whatever. But anyway, so I was thinking about this trend line here. I don't know if this is the correct way to to look into this, but if this is the case, we could expect to see, let's see, how about that? Gonna hit that trend line, right? Right there. So around $40 or so, right, by July, after earnings. We'll see if it happens that way. But anyway, so that's it. And institutional ownership keep creeping up, still at 40. I haven't checked X recently. I know Morenz is on right now. I'm gonna end my recording and then join back to Moran's here. Yeah, crazy, huh? Like people are going crazy. Gap up and all that stuff. So next week's gonna be wild. Short week for sure. Memorial Day on Monday. It's gonna resume trading Tuesday, so it's gonna be the longest weekend ever. That's good too. Perhaps if Warren Kitty were to be back on the long weekend, it's going to be like you want to position yourself for sure. So I love it. I love to see this. Will it goes up to hundreds of shares? Who knows? Hey, if the shorts are scared enough or have to switch back to the long position, they're gonna have to, right? And more shorters who thinks that this company doesn't do anything, doesn't amount to anything, is going to be very surprised very soon. Now, of course, understand that there might be some dilution coming as well, because this is above the conversion rate at the moment. I think it's still have about $6 more per share in order to for them to convert before the 3 years period, right? So I need to go and look at the convertible agreement first before I say that thing. But my point is that be on the lookout for the conversion rate as well. And so now the bond holders might not even have a short position at the moment, because again, if they short, they have that long to offset it, okay? And so it might not ensue the price that people are expecting, okay? Let's see. Yeah, very, very excited for this moment in time for GME for sure. Okay, I'm gonna end here and then try to upload this one. And yeah, be safe out there, okay? Don't be crazy, okay? Don't be crazy.